I got the game on the TV over here. I don't know if you
Yeah.
got it too. Yeah. First inning has been actually pretty awesome. I
Oh,
don't
we
know.
bombs away.
Yeah, I Durant getting thrown out at home was pretty.
Why were you going?
I mean, I think he's feeling hot, so he's like, I can do anything. And
That was strange. I was
yeah,
like, damn, the our second baseman just got the ball and he's at third and he took off. Like,
yeah. But Breggy picked him right up and launched that ball into the same spot as yesterday. So
well, and I thought Devers is he almost hit one out too at the very
yeah,
wall. Yeah,
yeah,
we've been hitting really well. I mean, it's good to see, and it's good to see Giolito.
yeah. Although like I haven't really picked up on like how he's throwing yet, but so far he hasn't let any runs in, so
We'll take it.
that's good. Yeah. All right, guys, welcome back to Not from Boston.
Well,
As always, Bennett.
I'm Harold.
And
My name is not Harold, by the way.
your Harry is not short for Harold.
No.
Um, but yeah, and we have, we're recording this during Wednesday's game against the Blue Jays, so we'll probably check in on that throughout. But as always, let's do a quick recap of the Red Sox past week. So, the Red Sox lost 2 out of 3 against the Seattle Mariners
Mhm.
last Wednesday, 8-5. Sean Newcomb kind of shot the bed, even though he did strike out 8 guys. And
He
Tristan
got hit
Casas,
around. He got hit around.
yeah, and Casas did have a 3-run home run, which was nice.
Yes.
And then the next day, Garrett Crochet had his first kind of mid performance,
It
which
wasn't a great start. Yeah, it
everyone's
wasn't a great
human.
start.
It's all good. But
At
the
his
Red,
career high in walks, which I was really interested. That was
yeah.
wild.
And so, I mean, it was a close game, lost that one 4-3.
Hmm.
And then we move on to Cleveland to play the Guardians. Had a doubleheader on Saturday because of a rainout on Friday. Lost that first game by a score of 5-4. It was really frustrating because we got 3-run lead in the first, and then we let 4 runs in the first. So, uh, you know,
We'll talk about that.
yeah. But things turned around because the Red Sox won the next game 7-3 thanks to Duran going 3 for 5. And then we took the last game on Sunday 13-3
Yes.
again because of Duran 4 for 6. Devers, Ref Snyder, Rafaela all had home runs. Campbell was 2 for 2, and Brian Bayo lights out. 6 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, 4 Ks.
Two quality starts to start the season for Bayo, which is amazing.
Yeah. And then yesterday we started in Toronto and we got hot again, 10-2.
Bombs away yesterday. 5 home runs
Yeah.
in the
And, oh, sorry.
yeah, 5 home runs in the game and absolutely bombs. No cheapers.
Yeah. And Crochet also dominated 7 innings, four
Hmm.
hits, 2 runs, and 6 Ks. The Red Sox are currently 17-14. They are in second place behind the Yankees by a game and a half.
Hmm. Unfortunately, looks like no room to grow or to gain on the Yankees thus far. They destroyed Baltimore yesterday,
Yeah.
but
I mean,
for that.
Baltimore is acting like itself again. Uh,
Yes, massive shame. I love to see Baltimore do well. It's a good baseball
yeah.
town. But anyway,
How you
yeah,
feeling about the Sox, dude? Like,
I mean, I kind of knew this was going to happen. Like, we knew we were due for an offensive breakout. Even I know the Cardinals series, we had some big moments,
mhm.
but like, it didn't all feel like it was clicking. The Cardinals, I feel like the pitching didn't quite click, but the offense did. And then we've had a bunch of series where the pitching's been really, really good, except for maybe a couple bad bullpen innings, and then the offense doesn't click. We knew we were going to get a string of series, plural,
Yeah.
that everything works. And I think I heard something interesting on MLB Network. They were saying every team gets three like micro windows a season.
Mhm.
Get three, a good team, a playoff team, gets three, we'll say 2 to 3 week periods where they just go off.
Yeah.
An average team like squeaking into the wild card or just missing the playoffs gets maybe two of those 2 to 3 week periods where they go off. And a bad team doesn't really get any of them.
Yeah.
Last year, I think about the Red Sox, I think around this time we got pretty hot. Like kind of leading into the All-Star break. Those were the two windows. Post All-Star break, we really didn't,
Mhm.
nothing good was happening. So this is part one of three. If we
Yeah.
get three stretches of like, we'll say 4 series where we just really dominate, I think we'll be in good shape. It's really, really good to see Duran swinging the bat well.
It's so nice.
That's great. I mean, this is just like one of those baseball things, but like for casual fans, a good leadoff hitter is really, really important,
Yeah.
not because, oh, it's like the first guy in the order and he gets more at bats. Like that's a part of it, but they call him the table setter for a reason. Like if you have somebody getting on base 3 times a game that runs the way Duran runs,
Yeah.
you are in the pitcher's head all fucking game. They're like, fuck, I can't fucking, I got to step off. I got to check him back. That really disrupts the rhythm of the game. And now we've seen Jaron Duran steal home. So even on third base,
Yeah.
pitchers are like, holy shit, I'm
Ooh.
not this guy. I was
Uh,
not, I could not, I was doing the dishes and I had the game on my phone and I kind of looked down and I heard he's breaking. I was like, oh shit, what the fuck?
yeah. Well, I mean, I think I forget who it was on the mound, if it was Allen or it was somebody else, but the pitcher lefty, he's going from the windup
And he's slow to the plate. He
with
was very,
Duran on third, and
yeah.
instead of going from the stretch, and like I'm like
A
you've
lot of pitchers do that. I don't know why. I always pitch from the stretch on third. I don't really
yeah,
understand
but
benefit.
especially with Duran on third, it's like you're digging your own grave at that point.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, the thing is, like, there are a lot of things about the Sox, even when we have been disappointing this season, there are still elements of what is good, what a winning team does. We
Mhm.
haven't been swept this season, which
Yeah.
is that's what a good team does. Uh, we we do really well. We've only lost one series finale, which is again really good. Uh, when we click, we score runs early. When we score runs early, more often than not, I guess Cleveland on Saturday, notwithstanding, we win those games.
Yeah.
And just all those things kind of starting to happen all at once. Duran getting hot. I mean, not just because he's a leadoff guy, but I think for what he is to the clubhouse, you know, when he's doing well, everyone else feels good and
Yeah.
everyone else starts to do well. And so I think, yeah, this is kind of, I'm hoping that this is, the beginning of a nice little run.
Yeah, I think so. And also the table setting thing, one other point that I forgot to make is when you're a starting pitcher, if you're Garrett Crochet, I know this was yesterday, but if you're Garrett Crochet and you go out with a 2-run lead at first, if
Hmm.
the table setter, I mean, he led off with a home run, but if your guy's getting on, if you're an away team starting pitcher, that's such a confidence booster for you because you're like, I'm probably going to go in up a run.
Yeah. And I
That's
mean,
so sick.
even right now, I mean, because this is, Lucas Giolito starting his first game since 23. I mean, the fact that before he even stepped out onto the mound, there was already 2 runs on the board. Like, that's got to take a lot of stress away from him, which is awesome. That's what you want.
Definitely. I just realized Toronto just pulled their
I,
starter.
I just noticed that too.
That's
Um,
strange.
that balk was also really funny in the
Yeah, I
second
felt
inning.
bad for him. It was the catcher's fault. I felt bad.
Totally the catcher's fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't get time called on that one, but yeah, I other things I've noticed, when the Red Sox lose a game, they strike out 10 or
A,
more times.
a lot.
When they win, it's, 8 times or fewer.
Yeah.
It's the same with the walks, it's about 5 walks when they win, it's 3 walks when they lose, or less or more. Uh, and so it's just like it's funny because it's like these are very simple things on paper of like, okay, we just got to strike out less, we got to walk more, and we win more ball games.
Yeah.
Obviously, like much easier said than
Yeah.
done.
Not choosing, not, I don't want to say choosing, but not striking out in a major league game is not a given
Yeah.
at all, you know?
But of the things that need to be adjusted for us to really like click, I'll take that over, oh, we have a guy who fundamentally cannot play shortstop,
Yeah.
or, you
Oh,
know,
100%.
we have
Yeah.
mechanical issues in our rotation. Like those, I'd much rather these are frustrating problems, but I'd much rather have these problems.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
It's very interesting because there are certain fundamental things that this team does really, really well, and then there are certain fundamental things that this team does very, very poorly.
Yeah.
Do you think that as we saw in the World Series last year, the basic stuff has to get cleaned up? I know we've talked about base running a lot. Like
Yeah.
we're actually good on the bases from time to time, but then I mean Duran today just like took off for home and didn't
Yeah.
need. Sometimes I'm like, Jesus, guys, like this is not. So it's interesting, but I think to prove your point, like those are not those are little things that can be fixed as opposed to having people playing in the wrong position, having people like complete like
Yeah.
stuck in a lineup that just shouldn't be in a major league lineup.
And I think there's credit because obviously this is Alex Cora saying, "I want you guys to be aggressive on the base paths. I want you to try to steal. I want you to hustle and be a little more athletic." Trade off of that is sometimes we're going to get thrown out. We're going to make mistakes. But in games like, the second game on Saturday or Sunday versus Cleveland, where their defense is all over the place or they're not pitching well, that's where we capitalize, and that's where the base running, that mentality, actually you see the return on investment on that approach to running the bases. Because there's also that great one where
Stadon just got drilled with the ball, diving back into first. He looks like he's injured.
oh shit, I missed that. Oh,
Yeah, he just got absolutely crushed with the ball
all
diving in.
right. I'm gonna sound like a total asshole, but Roman Anthony, here
Yeah,
you come.
here's the time.
Oh God, is
Oh,
that in the
right in the
ribs?
back. Right in the back. Oh,
Oh, okay. I
yeah.
take back what I said. That sucks.
He'll be okay, but that sucks.
No, that's a brutal place to get hit.
I wanted to bring up my boy,
Oh, that is,
Abreu, who is still
yeah,
on a fucking tear. I'm like so impressed with this guy. I know there's one other big name I want to talk about, but
yeah, yeah,
I'm so impressed with his at bats. Him and I will say Devers. Devers' stats are starting to lift a lot more now because he started to hit for power again.
yeah.
Both of those guys take a lot of walks.
I was gonna say, this might sound crazy. Do you think is Rafael Devers? Does he have the best control over the strike zone on
Dude,
this
he is
team?
really good controlled. It's so fun. And then Sedon steals a base. Unbelievable.
Okay, so he's fine.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
find it so amazing that a guy at one point 2 weeks ago, they were saying he was 4 for 50 something. Like he
yeah,
was like in a huge slump, and yet he had walked 15 times. Like
yeah,
he's still doing that. That's the thing. A really good hitter and a really good player helps the team no matter what. And when you're slumping, like guys in the majors, like they know they're like, oh fuck.
yeah,
The ball looks like a golf ball coming in. And yet, if you can get on base twice a game and score a run, you have helped your team.
yeah.
So for me, I'm looking at Devers and I'm thinking, man, it's almost like he didn't even miss a beat because he was on base almost every game.
His walk rate is 95th percentile in
That's
baseball.
unbelievable.
It's great because I think he has a reputation as, swinging really hard, and that gets kind of misconstrued with being a free swinger. And he does sometimes swing at absolute shit
He's
in the
not a free
past.
swingers. Yeah.
But this year I'm like, you're taking heavy, like big cuts, but you're swinging at strikes. You're not
And
swinging
he's
at
someone
balls.
kind of like Casas, where I feel like if he takes a close pitch,
Mhm.
I don't even need to see the pitch track. I'm like, it's a ball. Like I think he just knows his zone really, really well.
Yeah.
He knows his zone better than a lot of the major league umpires. But yeah, I've been really impressed with both of those guys. Abreu draws a lot of walks. How good has Alex Bregman been?
I was gonna say, is he the best free agent signing we've ever had?
I'm looking at his stat line. I know it's so early, but he's
Yeah.
336 batting average, a 1 OPS. Like that guy is absolutely mauling. I think that was his seventh home run right now. So
Yeah.
he's mauling, dude.
10
You know,
game hitting streak.
yeah, I know he had a few errors at third base. Although again, we talked about this last week. Some of those I don't think are his fault. I think
Yeah.
as a first baseman, because defense at first base is so important, just because the ball skips, you got to help your guy out. Like some of those have to be dug out for sure.
But I mean, he is doing offensively exactly what we signed him to do.
Yep.
Uh, and I think it says a lot about the fact that I think you can really put up his home run from yesterday in the first and his home run from today in the first. The ball goes to the same place. And
Yeah.
it's also kind of the same pitch that he gets, which that's on Toronto for not knowing better. But he is this is why we needed a veteran bat, like a veteran righty, because he doesn't need to develop really in the same way. He knows his approach and he's built for it. It's great. I really love having him on the Sox. I really hope that we keep him for a while.
Yeah, he's been fantastic. I mean, it's really impressive to see. Dude, our 1 through 6 in the order is unreal.
I mean, oh yeah, let's talk about Trevor Story because we've been talking about this for years. Oh, this is the year that Trevor Story bounces back. We get, and this year so far, fingers crossed. That
He's
is,
a little bit of a skid right now, but like he's a
yeah.
sneaky hitter historically. Like I remember his first year with us, he had a couple really bad weeks, and then Duran, that's an RBI.
Oh hell yeah.
So we're up 3 now.
I think you're up. I think you're like a pitch ahead of me.
Oh, okay.
Um, it's fine.
Anyway, yeah, I really think that he's going to be a huge contributor to this team.
That's a
Oh,
nice hit. That's like a
yes.
little bloop.
Also, dude, defensively, he's such a huge contributor. Like
Yeah.
routine plays that we were not making are now automatically made at shortstop. But
Yeah.
I really like his approach. He does struggle a lot with breaking balls away.
Hmm.
Thing that I see a lot. He swings and misses at a lot, like sliders and sweepers that start on the outer half of the plate. His stance is really open, and he just doesn't see those pitches very well. But really, unless he's like making a huge mistake, he's gotten better at just taking those pitches, which is really good.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's been really, really, really huge to have him contributing offensively. I think he has like what, 5 homers? Like he's
Yeah.
doing his job. He's a perfect 5 hole hitter for us. I know he's clean up today, but it's perfect.
Yeah. And I mean, like for wait, I didn't notice. Is Casas in the lineup today?
He's batting seventh.
Okay. I noticed we were benching him a lot with lefties, and Romy Gonzalez is great. I don't love that we're taking at bats away from Casas
Yeah.
because he's not going to get better. Even I know that he's rough against lefties as a left-handed hitter, but
Mhm.
he's not going to get better if we take away at bats from him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
I think he's gonna ideally be a regular player.
yeah,
That's what they've been doing with Abreu. I know you see that.
yeah, I just saw that.
We're recording live during this game. Duran just stole second. There was an overthrow by Kirk, and he took third. Yeah, I mean, I think they've been doing a good job with Abreu, letting him hit
Yeah,
against lefties, which they weren't doing last year, and he's proven to be effective. He's been
yeah,
great with lefties. So I think they got to let Casas get his hacks in. Although my guess, based on what's happening, is there is something mechanical in his swing that's not working right now, that's not feeling good, and they're just trying
mhm,
to let it work it out, you know?
yeah. Speaking of hitting well against lefties, though, sometimes I wonder, like, how is Rob Refsnyder not an everyday guy?
I think he should be right now. I
I
would I
mean,
would find a way to play him every day. He's been fantastic. Bro,
he
he's also like slugging like 800 or 700. Like,
Yeah. And against lefties, I mean, he is lethal. You do not want, I, you know, you do not want to have a southpaw on the mound and facing Rob Refsnyder.
yeah, it's
He's going
bizarre.
to take
I've
you
never
yard.
I've never seen like a specialist that's that good at his job. Like,
Yeah.
he's not always been like that. Yeah. So as far as I mean, offensively, things are finally clicking. Christian Campbell's been on base like every game. He's
Yeah.
slugging. He had an awesome opposite field home run yesterday, like just a fly ball that he muscled
Yeah.
out.
I also just want to say real quick before we jump from offense, Rafaela, I was looking yesterday, his strikeout rate last season was 26.4%.
Mhm.
It's down to 16.8.
Yeah, I've noticed that he hasn't been swinging as much, which is
Yeah.
good.
Um,
Uh,
it's awesome.
again, drawing a few more walks. Oh, you know what I really want to talk about real quick?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We talked about it a little bit last time, this catching situation
Dude, yes. Let's talk about Carlos Narvaez.
in the weekend. He looks like the weekend. If you look him up, he looks like the weekend. I think he's the guy. I think he's the starter. It seems
Totally.
like pitchers are super confident throwing to him. He's hitting the ball well. I'm a big
Yeah.
fan. He's good arm.
His stat line offensively is not great, but I don't think it reflects like his ceiling. I think he hasn't reached his ceiling offensively.
He's someone too where like it is appropriate to use analytics
Yeah.
because his barrel rate and like
Mhm.
stuff like that, like his X what was it, X WOBA, like stuff like the advanced stats are very, very high. He's hitting the ball really well. He's getting out.
Yeah. But I think that again, that's okay. I think of any position where I don't
Sure.
really need him to be offensively as savvy as the rest, it's the catcher. Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
he's great at framing the blocks. I think needs to work a little bit on like pop time and getting the throws down to second, but in terms of like how he calls games, I think he's doing a great job.
Yeah. Do you know like the pop time difference between him and Wong? Is that
Narvaez's pop time is 1.98 and
okay?
Connor Wong's is oh wait, hang on, this is for 2025. He's been hurt most of. Let's go with his 2024 stats. Is 1.95.
Oh,
So
wow. Okay.
they're pretty comparable. Um, I
What's
still
the 9.3 or something?
Narvaez was 1.88.
Yeah, they're roughly the
It's
same.
like, yeah, it's a 0.07 difference. But I think in terms of how pitchers feel with him, I just it's really weird to say because I mean Wong has been up for a few years now, and Narvaez is a rookie, but there's a maturity that Narvaez brings to the position that Wong just does seems to not have.
Yeah, I've also, I mean, again, I'm not playing in the majors, but Narvaez is a big guy. I do think pitchers like throwing to bigger catchers.
Yeah.
It just looks better, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and also I think, I mean, no, I think you're totally right. Cora has said uh, that they will both get significant playing time when Wong comes back. I'm curious to see what that looks like.
One's
I
gonna get traded for sure.
what?
I think one of them would get traded. They're both right-handed catchers, you know?
Yeah,
Right-handed.
I mean, the thing is, like, I don't like Blake Sabel.
Nah, he's a filler, you know.
He's not a great backup catcher, so I would ideally, but I think it's weird to make Wong backup at this point. I don't know. I think it's gonna be one of those really weird things to figure out. Our roster is just a chock full of of guys who are backups who just are on the bench who just shouldn't be on the bench.
Roster is chock full of good major league players.
Yeah, which is again like, oh, like woe is me.
Yeah, these are good problems to have.
Yeah. Speaking of which, can we talk a little bit about? I mean, I know that it's like I feel like it's silly at this point because it's just nothing has changed. But when is Roman Anthony going to get up here? I mean,
He's got to come. He's got to come up. He's fucking destroying minor league baseball. I mean, it's like
his
even.
his barrel rate is incredible. It's higher than
Yeah.
Otani and Judge's, which is you know, it's Otani and Judge. Uh,
Yeah.
he's raking. He's such a talent. I do get that the fact that he is 20, 21 means that he can sit in AAA for a little longer without his skill set kind of flattening.
Right.
At the same time, I'm like, I don't know if I want to take that risk because it's been written about how the drop off between Major League and AAA is actually a lot bigger than the drop off between MLB and AA.
Hmm.
Because in AAA you have a lot of like placeholder guys, like a lot of guys who are in the majors like on rehab assignments or
Right.
but who are just like in a holding pattern waiting to come up to the bigs. In AA, you're competing to get called up.
Right.
So it's like
Interesting.
it's a little bit more competitive in AA. So players kind of
A lot of guys do make the jump from double to majors. That happens pretty frequently.
yeah. So I do like I don't want I also just like don't want Roman Anthony to put up video game numbers because I don't want him to get so comfortable that when he gets up here and has fucking uh Tariq Skubal throwing him, just absolute junk. I don't want him to get thrown off.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen though. I think there's some guys that are just like, dude, I remember Juan Soto coming up for the first time and I was just like, what the fuck? Like this guy is crazy. Like I have a feeling it's going to be similar. Some guys,
Yeah.
they're just like built different. You don't see a lot of dudes that destroy minor league baseball like that
Yeah.
and then are not good in the majors. Like
Yeah. Of course, like
like Billy Bean, that's like the example
yeah.
people use. And he wasn't good in minor league base, not like that.
Yeah. And of course Campbell came up and has done exceptionally well.
Well, Campbell's
Uh
like on Rookie of the Year watch right now.
yeah. I do and also at the same time Marcelo Meyer is also hitting really, really well.
Yeah.
And it is just I mean, it is an embarrassment of riches. I don't think anybody in the Red Sox organization is interested in trading any of them.
No.
I mean, definitely not Campbell because he's got the contract now, but I don't think anyone's interested in trading Meyer or Anthony. But the question is like, okay, well, like, maybe not this year, but what is the plan for this roster so you can fit these guys?
I mean, dude, I think the same thing about the Dodgers frequently. I don't really know.
I mean, I don't know how the Dodgers do it. And we're gonna talk about them later in the show because they're crazy.
Yeah.
Um,
I
but
don't really know. I don't really know. Like Campbell is obviously going to be a long hauler. Story probably will opt in and he'll be here until what, 27?
he
27 last year.
if he doesn't opt out in at the end of this year, which I
Which
would
he's
be
not going
surprised
to.
by. Um,
So Yeah, I mean, Bregman will probably be here for the remainder of his contract, I would assume. Obviously Devers is here indefinitely. I don't know, man. It's really difficult because like Rafaela has a long-term contract. Abreu is
Yeah.
probably get some kind of like they can't what do they get? They can't trade Abreu. He's one of the best hitters on the team right now.
I mean, I wouldn't. The thing is, so I was thinking about this with Rafaela. He has a long term contract, yes, but it's an absolute steal. It's $50 million, and there are I think like 7 years left on it,
Yeah.
or six. It will be 6 years after this. So if I'm another team in the major leagues and I'm offered Rafaela, I'm not really worried about the contract.
No, it's a good deal to trade. It's just interesting. I mean, it always happens. It's just interesting to see someone that looked a year ago like a major long-term investment piece suddenly be traded. But dude, Abreu's been
It
tearing the
happens.
color off the ball. Like
Yeah.
that's not someone you're going to move.
I mean, it shouldn't be. I
But I would be, at this point, we're in kind of a win now window. I think
yeah.
like we're in much less of a like, we're still like the process has been trusted,
I
you
mean,
know?
this might, I don't actually think this is going to sound crazy at all. I think we trade Tristan Casas before we trade Wilyer Abreu.
Yeah, I think so. I think
I mean, I don't know who we trade him for at this point because right now his value is kind of low, but
it's low, but I also think people know that he's a good player, you know?
yeah. Do we want
I
to
don't,
get into pitching?
yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, so the Sox pitching staff has been averaging 3 walks a game and 8.6 strikeouts per game. Love to see that ratio kind of, change a little
Yeah.
bit. But I don't know, there are our rotation, part of it's been really great. Tanner Houck has been kind of not great.
Yeah.
I don't understand, what's happened there.
It's a stuff problem for sure. I mean, his slider is the only pitch that's moving.
Yeah, because he's getting burned, particularly by the sinker and the sweeper. Those two are the ones that he really,
Yeah, he's a fastball slider guy.
yeah,
He always had when he came up, he was the righty Chris Sale. That's what everybody called him. He was a hard fastball, hard slider guy. He's added these other pitches to his arsenal, which is great. You have to do that. You have to have more than, two pitches to be a starter at the major league level. He was coming out of the bullpen, but they're definitely a work in progress. And I think last year maybe he had the element of surprise a little bit like, oh shit, he's got more pitches. But now there's film, you can tell what he's going to throw. He probably has an issue with throwing the same thing in certain counts.
yeah. Well, yeah,
I think I would move him back in the rotation a spot and switch him with Bueller.
yeah. I think that makes sense. I think he's definitely not a number two starter right now. Yeah. I looking on Baseball Savant last night. His sinker is what he leans on when he's ahead of batters, and his sweeper is what he goes to almost always in a two-strike count. And yeah, I think clearly his pitch mix needs to be adjusted. He had a cutter last year that he's ditched. I kind of wonder if he needs to work that back in, or if it's just a matter of he needs to uh, throw the fastball and the slider more.
I'm not a huge tinkering guy. Like, I don't love when players that are historically good at something like try to do. It's like you've seen the movie Major Leagues, right?
Mhm.
Have you seen Major Leagues 2?
No.
So Major Leagues 2, Charlie Sheen's character comes back and he has like 6 pitches now, and he calls it the Eliminator and the
Mhm.
Destroyer, and he has all these things, and it's like, bro, throw your fucking fastball. Like
Yeah.
that's what you're good at. Throw your fastball. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's
Mhm.
like guys, even on my fucking men's league team, guys who are hitting 300 are like coming in like, oh, I made an adjustment. I lift my back. I'm like, bro, you're hitting 350. Why are
Yeah.
you making adjustments? Like, what are you doing? You
But
know?
the thing there is that, I mean, for Hauk, it is broke. Like he does need to fix
But
it.
I would say it's broke in the sense of he's adding too much stuff to something that was already working. Like it's
Yeah.
broke I think, because these are new things that might have again had that element of surprise, but I don't know how good these pitches really were. To me, he's always been a good fastball slider guy.
Yeah. It
Always
might
had
just
a
be
hard slider and a good fastball.
it might just be that he needs to change like what is his two-strike pitch.
Yeah, maybe.
What does he do when he's up 2-0 on a guy? He just needs a moment.
Ideally, I would like to have Bueller be the two.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe if Bayo keeps going, he slides into the number two. But I don't know. We're seeing a lot. Hauk is one of the only guys that's not consistently throwing a quality start.
Yeah. Bayo, I think every year that I've seen Brian Bayo, I feel a little bit more like this kind of like this tingle in the back of my neck that's just like, oh, you could be great. Like
Yeah,
you could be really fucking great. And I
yeah,
was really feeling that on Sunday. Uh
yeah.
he's he's really figured out that sinker, which I it's funny because the Nesson broadcast kept confusing his changeup for a sinker.
Mm.
But the movement on it was just so sharp. And his fastball's got great life. I don't know. His pitch mix is really outstanding, and he just needs to, I think, strike out a few more guys, miss more bats. But I don't know. There's something about him where I'm like, when he gets past that first inning, where his first innings have been kind of rocky in his first two starts of the year, gets past that, it just something locks in for him, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, I think oh fucking hell. Are you kidding me?
I'm behind you. So what just happened?
You tell the people what happened when you see it. You gotta be fucking kidding me with this base running, man. What is
Oh,
going on with the
you guys
base running?
don't tell me. Damn it.
A Brave just got picked off.
Yeah, fuck.
Oh, like it's a lefty. You gotta just take a shorter. Oh, come on.
Oh wait, Cora's.
Nah, he's that was pretty close, but
Oh no, damn it. Damn, that sucks.
damn.
I
Anyway,
mean, it helps that we're winning. Like if that
yeah,
shit's
it's
happening,
fine. It's just like again, like that's the kind of shit. Like, dude, look at the fucking Yankees, bro. Like, you can't be doing that. We get picked off a lot.
yeah.
We've been picked off like 6 times this year. Like, that's not good. I know we're free runners, but like that's not good.
I think part of that comes with the fact that they're the other team is going to be a little more attentive to the fact that they know we're going to try and steal.
Yeah, it's sort of like a power hitter striking out a lot, I guess. But
But
I
it's not good. It's not
But a
good.
lefty like a Brave's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't think he was going to steal. So
He's still in 4 bags, I think, this year.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see with a hard throwing lefty on the mound. I don't think that would be an instance to steal. But anyway,
Yeah, when I
yeah, I think the starting rotation though for the most part is really really strong. The bullpen definitely leaves a lot to be desired. I think that Chapman's really good out of there. Wilson's been pretty solid, but there's
Whitlock's been
holes.
great, I
Whitlock's
think.
great. But there's definitely some holes in that sort of like middle, 6, 7, 8 inning slot.
I don't know. I when you think about it, our bullpen can't have that many guys. I think, can't have like more than six. But so
Yeah.
between like Whitlock, Chapman, Slayton, um, Wilson, that's already four. That's great to have like those four core guys. I agree. I know Bernardino just went on the bereavement leave list, which to condolences to
That's,
Brennan Bernardino, because that's probably awful if he's on the bereavement list. But I don't know. I would love to see, kind of what happens if we bring up Hunter Dobbins. We bring him back up, and I think truly, I think we could toy with Giolito not being a starter more than Hauk not being a starter. But I
yeah, definitely possible. I mean, again, it's like we said last week, there's gonna be that role for that like Rick Porcello 2018 kind of player. That's gonna
yeah,
happen.
yeah. But it is just a matter of uh you know when we have a lead of just holding just holding that door open for the back of our bullpen. And I don't know if that's again like a lot of the issues that we're kind of talking about stem a certain degree to confidence and just the mental approach. I mean, baseball is a very mentally heavy game. And so I
Mhm.
kind of wonder if that is a lot of what we're seeing from our bullpen guys. At the end of the day, I still think, you know, trade deadline comes, we're making a move for a big, like a high leverage bullpen guy.
Totally. Yeah, totally. Um, I think
Bef-
that's probably the remaining piece. Yeah, I
yeah,
guess everything seems to be clicking at the moment, though, which is good. It's good to watch them string together. Like winning the series, if they hold on today with the Jays, is really really sweet.
yeah, and that'll be four in a row, which
Yeah,
is
that's
uh,
great.
that'll be yeah, it'll be. I don't know, you like to see it. You like to see the Red Sox doing well.
Of
Before
course.
we kind of look ahead to the Red Sox schedule for this next week, we kind of skipped over when we talked about Duran. Do you want to talk about that asshole?
Oh yeah, I forgot we didn't even talk about that. I mean,
I
that's
mean,
just
by the
fucking
time,
horrible behavior. Like we're
yeah,
talking about the fan who apparently yelled at Duran in the Guardians. Was it the last game of the series? The
yeah, it was
Guardians.
Sunday.
He should have ended it all. Like he should basically saying Duran should have killed himself, which is
Yeah,
crazy. Like what the hell kind of man? You mother needs to smack the hell out of you, bro. That is such. But I think the Guardians handled it really well.
I think they did. Putting out the statement that they did was really great. It was also really great to see, in the stands when it
Yeah,
was
I was
happening,
the fans like,
all the fans, Cleveland and Boston alike, were just pointing at that guy. It's like,
yeah, fuck that guy, man. What an asshole,
yeah,
dude. That's the type of shit that like it needs to stop. Like, I don't believe in bullying, but sometimes I'm like, man, that guy needs to get bullied. Like, that's just
yeah,
not cool. Like, don't someone just open up about their deepest, darkest, most fucked up part of their past, and you're trying to heckle them at a baseball game. Like,
yeah.
it's really pathetic.
And I think, he should be banned from
Yeah,
like every major league stadium. The people who were, because they're like the small contingent of people who were saying that Duran just shouldn't have engaged with the fan. I don't agree with that
I
either.
don't agree. Yeah, I don't agree. I heard a similar thing. I'm a big basketball fan too. Um, And I remember when Marcus Smart, who used to play for the Celtics, he was in college at Oklahoma State. And there was a fan in the crowd calling him, hurling just racial, nasty shit at
Yeah.
him. I think multiple times in the game. And finally, he just went after the guy. And I don't think you should ever go after. He went after him physically, like he went into the
Mhm.
stands. I don't think you should ever do that. However, I definitely don't think you should just have to sit there and take it.
I mean, I think if there was no net and no like Cora and players between Duran and the guy, Duran would have gotten, and I think Duran would have taken care of business, if you know what I mean. Like, I think he's
I mean,
a
these
beast.
guys are human beings. Like if
Yeah.
someone went up to you and made fun of you for your deepest, darkest, most fucked up part of your life, of course you would react. I don't
Yeah.
know. I,
Yeah.
I I agree with you.
No, I think I think it comes from a place of, I, yeah, it comes from a place of ignorance, I think, to expect these guys to check out emotionally on the field, especially when something like that happens. Like,
Also,
um,
something to remember is just like hurt people hurt people. So whatever
yeah,
that fan is going through, I hope you figure it out, bro, because you shouldn't be
yeah,
treating people that way, and it probably means you got something going on in your own life that's not good. So I hope you figure it out, you know?
I absolutely agree. Looking ahead for the Red Sox, or I guess by the time this episode is out, the Red Sox will be hosting the Twins for 3 games. And they kind of had a rough start to the season, but they're in a course correction. So, I think cautiously optimistic for how that will go. We then play the Rangers for 3 games.
That's a big series. That's the one that
That's important.
I've had that circled in my calendar for a while since opening weekend. I mean, I think the Rangers are serious. I picked them to win to be the best team in the AL. I think the Rangers are a serious fucking ball club, and
Yeah,
I would love to see now that we've hit our stride, and I think they've hit their stride. Like I'd love to see two really really good AL teams go up against each other and see where we land. You know,
absolutely. And so the month of May has a couple, it has the Ranger series is going to be really tough for us. We also play the Tigers, who are really good this year.
yep,
I think maybe the best team in the AL record wise at the moment.
check.
And we play the Mets, who are the best team in
They're the best in
baseball.
Major League Baseball. Yeah,
So May is going to be a
good
big
month.
month for us. We do have to come out of that with a winning record if we want to, or we have to keep the momentum going if we want to make the playoffs.
Bro, do you know the Mariners are 18-12 right now? They're on fire.
Yeah, the Mariners like all of a sudden have an offense.
What the fuck? When
I
we played,
know,
they were like 500, and all of a sudden they're dominating.
I know. April is a crazy month because things just change so quickly.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah,
Wow. So anyway, yeah, I mean, I think that's a huge series, and that's going to be. We'll probably see. I don't know who. It's too far in advance to see who we'll face, but we'll probably see Evaldi. We'll probably see. How's DeGrom been doing?
that's a great question.
I haven't looked at him at all. I don't really. Let me see, but
Yeah,
we'll probably see their guys. Jacob DeGrom. Oh, 2.73 ERA. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Jacob DeGrom.
He's back to being himself.
Yeah. So well, it's always a good series. It's amazing that they're not, I know that they're tied with the Astros, but
Yeah.
the Mariners are like the class of the West at this current point in time, which is crazy.
So yeah, May is going to be a great, or it's going to be a either really great or really deflating. But we're going to play these guys at some point. So
Yeah.
let's get
Get it
to
out the way.
um not a whole lot in the way of like other major league news that I at least that I thought was interesting. I don't know if you have anything else that you want to touch on,
Definitely
but
the Mariners being that good is certainly interesting to me. I mean, I think the AL West is such an interesting division because for a while the Angels were like red hot and now they've just
they're back to
completely fucking fallen off.
well, so actually, that is this is something worth talking about. The Angels kind of I need to look up the kind of details, but the Angels organization really fucked up their team with the travel.
I didn't see this. What is this about?
Uh, let's see. Okay, yeah. So I'm pulling up the oh god, I mean the New York Post sucks, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Let me get rid of this stupid ad. Uh, by the way, if anyone wants to advertise with us,
I was gonna make a joke. I was gonna make a joke and say this episode is brought to you by SeatGeek. Um,
but anyway, come on, stupid thing. There we go. Uh, so MLB teams usually play. I'm just reading from the article now. MLB teams you fucking pop-ups. Jesus Christ. All right, here we go. MLB teams usually play an afternoon game on a getaway day before flying to or from the West Coast, especially if
right,
there's no day off between games.
right, of
But
course.
the Angels are scheduled for an evening game Thursday against the Pirates in Anaheim before flying to Minnesota for the start of a three-game road series the following night.
Mm,
And Mike Trout said to The Athletic, it's not ideal for sure. I don't know when
yeah.
we're supposed to land, but it's going to be early Friday morning, and we've got to play that night. And the worst part is the next day is a day game.
Oh, it's brutal.
So that is,
Oh, that is fucking brutal, man.
yeah. And
Yeah,
so Kenley Jansen's quoted talking about how uh, unfair this is. Uh, but yeah, that's just not good for your body, man. I mean, time
it's not.
zones,
It's brutal. That's brutal.
all that stuff. It's
And
not good.
everything about the Angels is just funny to me. Like I hate to say it, but it's like, oh man, I feel bad. They have some good players. Like it's, I mean, obviously with Mike Trout, but I just that sounds like the most Angels thing ever, you know?
Yeah. But I wonder if the Angels are just the first team to talk about it.
It probably has happened. I'm sure it's
Yeah.
happened. But yeah.
So this
Um,
is also, I mean, this is part of what happens when we have, I mean, I would not say that this is because of the 162 game schedule, but I think when you mismanage that schedule, this is what happens.
yeah, for sure. Um, I was gonna bring this up. I know this was in our outline, but I had this down, a mental note of this down. How about Eugenio Suarez hitting 4 home runs in one game?
Dude, I thought that was so cool when I saw that because I can't remember the last time someone did
JD
that.
Martinez, JD Martinez for
Yeah.
the Diamondbacks.
Yeah. And that was 2017. That was, I mean, 8 years ago.
The Diamondbacks have the last two. And this is the crazy thing. They lost the game.
I know, dude.
How does
That
that
is what
happen?
sucked. His
Wild.
his fourth one tied the game, and then they go to extras, and
Crazy.
it,
Uh,
it's unfortunate, but it is really cool. I mean, 4 home runs in the game is incredible. Not
yeah.
he's in good company. Only 18 other guys have done that.
Yeah. Gino's a slugger, man. He's always been a big bat.
Yeah.
I'll
Uh,
do the Diamondbacks. And then I know there's one more, but what were you gonna say?
well, I was just gonna ask. So JD Martinez is one. Who is the other former Red Sox, or I guess not yet a Red Sox at the time? Who's the other Red Sox player who has hit 4 home runs in a single game in the 2000s?
Whoa, fuck.
He was not on the Red Sox at the time.
Okay, so it's not, I was gonna say like Manny Ramirez with Cleveland. It's not Manny Ramirez.
Mm-mm.
Give me like a hint. Like what division was he playing in?
The AL West.
What? AL West 4 home run.
Do you want to know what year he was on the Sox?
Yeah, can you tell me?
Yeah, he was on the Sox in 2010 and 2011.
Adrian Gonzalez.
Nope.
Oh no, 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 that's NL West. Wait, okay. AL West. 2010 and 20. Yeah, Adrian Gonzalez played for the Padres, NL West. I don't know why I thought he played for the Angels for some reason. Whoa, 2010. Those are like the worst years
I know.
being a fan. Give me a position too. There's no way I'm gonna get this. Give me a position.
Outfield.
Fuck. You say second base, it's so much easier.
I know. Well,
Yeah, I guess it's not Pedroia. Outfield. Okay.
his name is two first names.
Jesus Christ. I'm gonna be so mad when you tell me what this is, but there's no way I'm getting this.
Mike Cameron.
Oh, Mike Cameron. Because he
Yep.
played for Seattle, right?
Yep. 02.
Fucking hell, he was a PED guy.
Yeah.
I honestly I remember him now. And I went to a game at Fenway that he was playing center field in. Was
He's from a very dark time.
Yeah, was he good for us? Not really,
I don't
right?
think so. He was like 37.
He and Adrian Gonzalez and Crawford and what's his name? Guy who went to the Mets afterward, Jason Bay. I kind of
Oh
put them
yeah.
all in category.
No, Jason, don't do Jason Bay dirty like that.
Good. No, he was hella good for sure.
Jason Bay, like he came over and he fucking went off.
Yeah, Mike Cameron's career numbers are actually pretty good.
Yeah, but his numbers in Boston aren't great.
No, they're not. I mean, he was old, but yeah. Anyway, um, cool. And then I know we had this down too. Just a fun tidbit: the Dodgers playing the Marlins. The
Yeah,
pay
the
difference, 460 mil to what is it, like 90 mil?
69 mil.
Crazy.
There's a uh like yeah, basically a $400 million gap.
Crazy.
Uh that is the biggest payroll gap between any two teams playing each other in Major League history. I
I
mean,
don't.
what do we do about that?
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of things we could do about it, but probably none of them will get done.
Yeah, I know that Dodger fans feel it's funny because I think Dodger fans are, I don't blame them for being defensive about it. But because I think I would be defensive about it if the Sox were doing the same thing. Uh, to their credit, like the Dodgers are doing, I think the Dodgers aren't doing anything wrong. They're spending
Oh,
money. And a lot of the money that they make, truth be told, you know, they gave Otani that huge contract with the deferrals, but if they paid Otani, you know, gave him a $200 million deal, the endorsements and everything that he brought over as a result of signing with the Dodgers, like that money is the same.
yeah.
So I mean the Dodgers are doing everything right. It's the Marlins. The Marlins are the ones who are I think they're the ones who look really bad here.
That's where I was going with that is to me, if you have an owner that's willing to spend above the luxury tax threshold, who are you to tell them not to? Like,
Yeah.
that's fine with me. If you want to win, if you own a baseball team, you're like, fuck this shit. I want to win. I'm going to spend a ton of money. Like, by all means, man, spend a ton of money. You own a baseball team. Like, that's your job.
Yeah.
As of right now, there's no salary cap, so do what you got to do. If you're the Marlins, you look like a fucking idiot.
Yeah. I mean that organization's been a mess for just ever. I think looking at it, you know, yeah, the Dodgers aren't wrong to be spending the money that they spend. I would say that, the deferrals are kind of a loophole that we should close. Uh, because it feels like it feels like cheap. I don't know.
How many
But
guys actually do that though? Because I feel like honestly, Otani's one of the only like Soto got paid straight up, right? And
yeah, but
Vlad,
a lot of the Dodgers got like Snell's got deferrals, Edmonds got deferrals. I think Yamamoto's got deferrals too. Mookie, Freddie also got deferrals.
so and again, I'm a soccer fan. In Major League Soccer, they have what's called the designated player rule. There's two, I think it's two, maybe three players that are allowed to have these like crazy contracts.
Mhm.
Because the league just doesn't have quite as much money. It's getting popular, but it's not like MLB or NFL where like they have just like tons of disposable income. The owners of MLS teams are much less wealthy than the
Right.
owners of baseball teams. So they're allowed to have, I think it's two players on a roster that have like above your standard contract, and they can do whatever they want. They can defer money, they can pay them as much as they want. Baseball should have something like that where you're allowed to defer contracts of like one player on your team.
Yeah.
So you can have one like mega free agent that you pay 400 mil and defer it, but then everybody, you can't do it with everybody.
Yeah. And I do think there's, again, like another kind of talking point that I've heard before is, well, uh, the other owners should be spending money like the Dodgers are. It's a choice to not spend money like this. And I agree in theory, but the reality is you look at last year, the Marlins, in terms of revenue, made $317 million. The Dodgers made 752.
Yeah.
So the Marlins aren't even there's not Marlins can't spend the way the Dodgers do. It's
Yeah,
just
they don't
not
bring, I mean
possible.
that comes down to the old argument with the Montreal Expos, like who deserves to have a baseball team?
Yeah. I mean, also, of course, we could also say that, since these teams are owned by billionaires, they could probably chip in a
Yeah,
couple hundred mil. That I think is a whole separate argument.
yeah, for sure. I don't know. I just think it's very interesting. Like it's a good topic of discussion. But I don't know what the solution is. I have no fucking idea. Like this is one of the hardest things to figure out is how do you keep the super teams from just absolutely blowing all these little teams out of the water? Because every once in a while, you get a Florida Marlins that win the World Series.
I mean, so that's the thing also is like it's not a guarantee. Again, we always say this, it's not a guarantee of success to spend all of the money. It's to me, it's a problem that we need to solve. It is not a problem worth solving if it costs us a season of baseball.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And my
yeah. That's
choices are a lockout or strike and fixing and a salary cap or like fixing this. Like, I'm sorry, I choose like wait, hang on, I totally phrased that wrong. But you know what I mean. Like, I do not want to fix this problem if it means I don't get to have baseball in 2027.
yeah. Nobody wants that. That's just bad for everybody.
Yeah. Uh,
Um, cool.
but yeah, fuck. What inning are we in? I just realized we're only in the fifth inning. That's kind of nuts.
It's a slow one today.
Yeah. I mean, we normally move in pretty quickly, but Duran's up and
Dude, our first one, two, three, four, five. Yeah, literally our first six hitters all have above a 700 OPS. Like we're fucking smoking
that's so
ball.
cool.
Yeah, that's a
So
serious lineup.
this is a really weird take, but I don't like that broadcasts nowadays do an outline of the strike zone on the broadcast.
I kind of like it. I kind of like.
Because it I don't know, it's the strike zone is a 3D it's a 3D space.
Yes, that I agree with the depth piece of the strike zone. We can't tell, but I do like having it for in an inside and outside. Like, oh, are they going to give him a hit for this? What do you think?
I I mean that's no, that should be an error because that's a throwing error on Duran
Guerrero.
would have been out if Guerrero had fielded that or thrown that cleanly.
Let's see
And
what they give him.
yeah,
Duran hit a ground ball to Guerrero and it took a weird hop on him and he kind of bobbled it and then
yeah.
missed the throw. But let's see.
Actually, Duran might have been able to
I
make
think they're going to give him a hit for that because it's him because he's fast. They
yeah,
gave him, yeah, it's a hit.
yeah.
Um. Anyway, I don't mind the K zone. I agree with you about the depth stuff, but for in and out, plus, dude, it's fun. It makes yelling at the umpire more fun. You're like, what the fuck, you know?
Yeah. I would
Yeah,
kind of like to see like a zone that over the course of the game kind of adapts to what the umpire calls it. So you
that
can
would be
kind of see
super cool.
how
That would
ludicrous it is if he's like calling it up, here a strike and down here a ball, and you just see this like weird fucked up shape that
that
is
would be
this.
very cool. Hey, I want to give a quick shout out to the no longer Oakland Athletics who are playing 500 baseball right now.
Yeah, good for them.
Teams. I just wanted to give them a shout out. I noticed that the other day. I was like, what? They're playing pretty good.
They're a sneaky nice team. I mean,
The sneaky
they
wild
got a
card spot.
lot of young guys.
Yeah, no, I like them a lot. I was happy to see that.
Yeah.
Should we Rose and Thorn?
Oh yes, let's do it.
All right, I'll pull mine up here. I've always got, I'm always ready to go with these.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go Thorn first. I like getting the
All
negative
right,
out of
let's
the
do
way. My Thorn is Bo Bichette for his ugly ass batting stance.
that.
The hell, is that? Bro, he's a great hitter. He's a great hitter. He's a great baseball player. But what the hell? It looks like he's basically hitting off just his back leg. It looks so uncomfortable. Like his front toe is pointed. It looks really, really uncomfortable. And I was thinking about hitting. I went to the batting cage like maybe like
Mhm.
a week ago, like right after we recorded our last episode.
Mhm.
Or no, we recorded the last one at your place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it was 2 weeks ago. Whatever. It was when I was here, and I went to the batting cage, had a team practice, and I was like, man, I'm gonna. I saw him on the TV. I was like, I'm gonna try to hit like that, and my fucking toe was like, it hurts so bad. So that's bad. Um, my Rose, check this out, dude. You're gonna love this one.
Okay.
Love this. Shout out to Mark Ripperger, who is the second umpire in Major League history to have a perfect game with 100% ball strike accuracy.
Dude, 100% yes.
That is the coolest fucking thing I have
Love that.
ever seen. Um,
It's too bad the other guy who did that got kicked out for betting.
no,
Fucking sucks.
yeah, pretty cool though. Dude,
Yeah.
I'm telling you though, go look at Bo Bichette's batting stance, and next time we go to the batting cage, you have to try it. It literally hurts your front foot. Like I don't know how he does that.
Okay. Yeah. That's a lot of these guys had batting stances that just like I still don't understand how Kevin Youkilis had the
Thinking
success
another, I was
he
thinking
did.
like, what is that?
Like,
Most of them kind of stand there. Like I'm looking at Bregman right there. It's
yeah.
pretty cool.
Craig Counsell had a really weird one.
He had that high his
Yeah.
hand above his head. Yeah. Uh,
Um,
all right, go for it.
all right, let's see. Okay. So I'm gonna give my rose to I actually wait, hang on. Actually, before I do, I'm gonna need to look up her name because I would feel bad for if I got it wrong. I don't know her last name, but this girl Anna, who is doing the crochet for crochet thing. She's on
Oh,
Nesson
cool.
and a couple other pods, but she every time Garrett Crochet is starting, she's crocheting a sweater, and so she'll crochet it during his starts. And I
Yeah,
think that's
cool.
really sweet and really cool. And good luck with that. I can't crochet for shit. So
Very cool. I love that.
yeah. My thorn comes along with a what is you doing, baby?
Hmm?
The Colorado Rockies have won 4 games.
Bad, 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 bad,
It
bad, bad,
is almost May. I mean, it's going to be
bad,
May by the time
bad,
this is
bad.
out.
They're on White Sox pace right now. Bad.
No, it's worse than the White Sox. They're on pace to win 24 games.
Sucks. I was talking to one of the guys on my team about this. It sucks so bad because Colorado is a lot like Baltimore. When they're in it, they're a good baseball town. They're great. Denver's a great sports city.
Yeah,
And
100%.
and the AL or sorry, the NL West is such a fun division. Imagine if the Rockies were even a 500 ball club with Arizona. If they were 500, Arizona, San Diego, Los Angeles, and San Francisco, that's a crazy ass division, but they're just fucking
Yeah.
terrible.
Giants, by the way, were in first. That's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Rockies, I mean, this is just, I mean, I would say it's unacceptable, except we clearly accept it. But I don't even know if new ownership fixes the problem. At this point, I mean, I think my cousin's gonna kill me. I just honestly at this point, MLB, just take the team away. Like, sorry, if you're not gonna put together a good baseball team, you don't get a baseball team.
It's tough for them though because they did spend money. Like they did go after Chris Bryant. It just didn't work out because he has that
Yeah,
degenerate back thing. I mean, it sucks, dude. It's such a bummer when you see a team that has a real fit like Miami. I'm kind of like, man, get the fuck out of here because like there's not a lot of real Marlins fans. Like to be honest with you, I don't know any Marlins fans. I've never met a
yeah.
traveling Marlins fan ever.
No, I think I don't know.
Marlins
It's
fan, that's
there's
the only one. Lawrence Levy, Marlins man. He's the only one that I know. But
at least the Marlins churn out prospects who are really good who they can then trade to other teams.
yeah, that's true. The Rockies used to.
The Rockies used to, but I mean, okay, Ezekiel Tovar maybe
Mhm.
at this point. But yeah, I'm sorry. Like this is it's just like you can't 4 wins? Are you fucking kidding me?
That's really bad, especially like I
Also,
think they're pretty anemic offensively in a stadium that you really should not be
yeah, I was gonna
anemic.
say it is a Coors Field. I don't know. Have you been? You've
Oh yeah, I've been like 50 times. I love Coors.
yeah, Coors Field is beautiful.
It's a great
It's a
stadium.
beautiful stadium. Uh, it does not deserve the Rockies.
Yeah.
It's just
It's a shame.
it's an embarrassment. It,
Well, anyway, on that note, we will see you guys next week after some big, big, big series, some big
yeah,
juicy series, and hopefully we'll be pretty far into the win column when we get back.
fingers crossed, guys. All right, and always remember, find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Instagram, and subscribe to the Substack.
See you soon.
Peace.